Welcome back. Now, guess what vegetable the shops are full of? That you'll be able to get cheap come the 1st of November. Yes, we're talking pumpkins today.
I think they're fruit. They're a fruit, aren't they?
Seeds.
Yep, they're a fruit. Chrissy Gibson from Take the Cake is a traditional American-style pumpkin pie recipe this morning. Hi again, Chrissy. Earlier on, we mentioned that you had this every year. It was a staple growing up in your house.
Absolutely. We have it every year in November, but pumpkins are everywhere right now here, so it's a perfect time to show you how to do it.
Well, later on, we'll be showing our viewers at home how we got on. We went pumpkin carving, but when we were chatting to the owner of the pumpkin farm, he was saying that actually we're not there yet in terms of utilising the skin, the fruit, and creating gorgeous cakes from it and pies.
Right. Well, pumpkin pie is really easy. You don't use the skin, you don't use the guts, you don't use the seeds. So if you're planning on carving a jack-o'-lantern this year, carving a pumpkin, don't go thinking you can use the same pumpkin to make your pie, because you can't.
So it's like treating it the same way as a butternut squash. You peel it and take the flesh out. And
I like cooking it first before I take the flesh out. But you could use a pumpkin about this size, I suppose. This would be too small.
You're cooking it in the skin, right?
Yeah,
Very good.
I am.
Okay.
I find that easier, but you know, do it however you like.
So what is the first protocol then? What's the first step?
There are 3 parts. We're going to first cook our pumpkin. You can actually source your pumpkin in 2 different ways. Either you can get it in a can. I find that in Ireland it's hard to find canned pumpkins, so we're gonna start from scratch and make our own. You need about 450 grams of pumpkins, about 2 cups. So here we've got some pumpkin boiling. So first you cut it into reasonable pieces, reasonably sized pieces, and you boil it for 45 minutes. We're going to leave that there, though. I'll turn this off. We're going to leave it there because you need to cool it down before you dig into it. Now, Simon, you're the king of American cuisine. What am I doing over here? We should put you to work.
His key lime pie.
Pick up a spoon.
Pie is incredible, I have to say. Much as I slag you off about everything.
Really?
The key lime pie
maybe we'll have to have a key lime pie off.
Gorgeous.
Oh, now
But you said it's not
on my
sweet,
menu.
though. You said pumpkin pie is not as sweet as key lime.
It's not.
So what are the ingredients?
So take there's a spoon. I'll grab one too. So we're going to take the flesh out. Just pick up your cooked pumpkin. This is cooled. If you try to do this with hot pumpkin, you're going to burn yourself pretty badly. So we separate the flesh from the skins.
Much easier to do once it's been boiled with the skin on.
And then
it's easy because it's nice and tender, too.
I think actually we've got enough pumpkin there.
Yeah,
Take that fork there, and we're going to mash up the pumpkin. Now, the second step, while Simon's doing that, is to get our crust ready. I've shared my recipe with you on your website, on my pumpkin pie recipe, how I do my crust. I really find that when you take the time to make your own crust, it really makes such a difference.
Of course it does.
You know, but if
we are time poor, can we buy, is it crust pastry?
There are a few decent products out there. So if you want to just buy a short crust at the store, feel free to do that. This is my own. So for the sake of, we're a little short on space and time here today, so I've rolled mine out. You transfer your rolled pie crust over to your pie pan. If you want to trim the edges a little bit, if it hangs off the edges, just trim it with a pair of kitchen shears like this. And then you take your edges with your fingers and you pinch the ends. Actually, I like to fold over the ends. I don't know if you can see that from there, you guys. But I fold over the ends like this, and then I pinch the ends. Yeah, we're crimping. So just use your thumbs and your forefingers, and you make some, points around the edges. So next thing we're going to do, once our crust is in order, and that pumpkin over there is all mashed, Simon. Excellent work, chef. Excellent work. We're gonna start with the filling, guys.
Okay.
The next thing we do is...
Do you add any sweetener to that? Or...
No, not yet. We will, a little bit. So we've got 3 eggs. We're going to whip the eggs. You can do this with a whisk, or you can do it with an electric mixer. You whip the eggs until they're light and fluffy. To that, we're going to add 200 grams of flour. That's about a cup. Did I say flour? Sugar, thank you. Caster sugar, granulated sugar, whatever you like. And so it's not the sweetest pie, but it's sweet enough. So to that, we're going to add our mashed pumpkin. Thank you very much.
So you're reminding this dish that it's a sweet dish as opposed to savoury.
It's not a savoury pie. We Americans love our pies, and when we talk about pies, we're usually talking about a dessert pie, like key lime pie. So we've got our pumpkin, our egg, our sugar, and we're going to add some spices. There are 5 spices that you use for pumpkin pie, and this is the magic part. There are 3 desserts that I'm actually I love the smell of pumpkin pie baking. It's one of my top 3 baking smells. We've got cinnamon. You use a teaspoon of cinnamon. You use a half teaspoon of both nutmeg and allspice. You use a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves and just 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground ginger, which is half of that. It's a tiny bit.
Just for a kick.
So I've got them mixed up in here. What a smell. Can you smell that?
Baby.
Yeah, it really smells. To me, that smells like autumn.
More autumnal than Christmas.
Absolutely.
Isn't it?
Yep.
So
gorgeous.
To that, after you've added your spices, and it starts to, you get that aroma going.
Cinnamon, the nutmeg, the ginger, what a gorgeous combination.
I know, it really is. We're gonna add 10 ounces of evaporated milk, not to be confused with sweetened condensed milk. This is evaporated milk, it's unsweetened. 10 ounces of that, which is almost the whole can, not quite. Now, if you find that your pie filling is really runny, that means you've done it right.
Oh, right.
This is a runny pie. You ought to know that. You've got pumpkin pie in your cookbook,
I do.
don't
I actually
you?
have cardamom in mine.
I was going to ask you if you put cardamom in yours.
Yeah.
I've tried that only once. I'm kind of a traditionalist when it comes to my pumpkin pie. So here we go.
But it's like a lot of classic American diner dishes. There's a million variations.
There
of
are.
recipe.
The one we're
whatever
making
you
today
like, isn't
is
it?
really standard. This is the one actually that you'll find on the can, pretty much, I think, of pumpkin.
Chrissy, we're going to run out of time now, but do want to get to the end of this recipe. So, as you said, if it's runny like that, you're doing it right. Don't be alarmed. Normally,
so, we're going to put this in a low oven. This is not the hottest oven. It's, thank you, Simon, 140 degrees Celsius.
Okay, for how long?
An hour and a half.
Low and slow, baby.
Okay, and then you're not going to eat it hot either. You're going to put it in the fridge, cool it overnight, and when you take it out of the oven, it's going to be puffy. When you take it out the next day, ready to eat it, it's going to be
that beautiful brown colour. I thought that was a chocolate topping.
I know, it gets dark in the oven.
That's the evaporated milk, isn't it, doing that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So here we go. We're gonna try a slice. I believe you've never tasted pumpkin pie. As I just hold my knife
there.
So we'll give you guys a taste of this. It's one of my favorites this time of year.
All right.
Okay.
So a quick taste because we're done.
Well.
Absolutely, you got it.
And of course, you can check out our recipe for today's what we've just been making for today's pumpkin pie.
Right,
Chrissy's going to be at the Herbert Park Market in Dublin's Bulls Bridge today as well.
On everything.
So you have a busy day ahead of you, Chrissy.
Always.
So you can call in and try something out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chrissy.
Always,
Laura, here's yours. Oh,
Thank
you got
you,
one?
sweetheart. Next, we're talking about women's participation even in sports with golfing. Leona, it's lovely to get such support from your colleagues over there. We've got Leona McGuire coming up in a minute. See you in a minute.
Oh, beautiful.